a bond releases energy. True. Third-ish. Break. So then, okay, there's no abstaining. I always abstained as a student. I always sat there like, oh, I'm not answering. Such a scrub student back in the day. All right, break. I did well, but I would never participate, right? They would always be like, just participate, just answer a question. I'm like, no, I don't want to. Breaking a bond releases energy. False. I feel that there is abstaining because that looked like 2 1/3 kind of equal votes, but maybe a third apiece. This is false. Okay? And so what you maybe need to do is unlearn what seems intuitive or sort of unlearn how you've memorized it in the past. Here it is. Breaking bonds takes energy. If I have a bond and I want to get it apart, I'm going to have to put energy in to do that. It's not just going to fall apart and like give out energy for other stuff to happen. In fact, it's the other way around. When two things come together, the only reason they would make a new bond is because it's favorable and because it's a lower energy state than they were apart. And when they come together, they can then release energy, okay? And so this is one that people tend to have backwards. It kind of sounds like, or I think it's maybe because there's always a little cartoon where like it breaks apart and then they show a little like bubble of energy coming out or electricity. I don't even know what it'll show. So yes, breaking a bond takes energy. Forming a bond will be a release of energy, okay? I'm not at this stage referring to Gibbs free energy, right? We're not there yet. We're only talking about the enthalpic term in Gibbs' equation, delta H, the H term, okay? Our enthalpy term. And so I may use in class, I will try to always orient you to the terminology I'm using. I'll follow the book as much as I possibly can and then always let you know when I'm going to use things interchangeably. In this case, sort of bond energy or bond enthalpy, interchangeable. Okay. These figures here, okay, showing like heat energy going in needed to break the bond or heat energy being released on the formation of the bond. I should come out from this side, I guess. Came from this link. So this link obviously has more than just a picture. So again, a good resource if you want to read up. Okay. Just so, again, some more language. Heat is absorbed when you break a bond. Is another way instead of takes energy absorbed. Heat is released when you form a bond, respectively. Okay. And then again, a quick comment on sign convention, notation, and terminology. Again, I will try to follow the book as much as possible. One of the things that can be frustrating when looking at outside resources and supplementary resources is going to be that they'll use different notation than what the book uses, okay? Now, if you understand the underlying fundamental concepts, it really doesn't matter what letter we strap on it. It doesn't really matter. Enthalpy could be H, capital H could be something else. So enthalpy is almost always capital H. You don't have to worry about that one too much. But you know, some other things you're gonna see them with different letters later, and it just doesn't matter if you really get it, okay? So sign convention. When energy comes out, what sign do we give that? And our choices are positive and negative. Okay, so when energy is released, it is negative. Yes, okay, again, it's just a convention. We could have said it the other way from day one historically and just done it all backwards. It doesn't matter as long as you understand what it means and in this case, learn it for the purposes of this class so that I know you know which sign means which in here, okay? But it is just a convention. Okay, so when we say release, we're talking about negative. Another word you're going to hear me use is favorable, which is kind of a bizarre term. So if something is favorable, it is low energy, it wants to happen, you would expect maybe a release of energy, a negative sign, like you want to tie those words together in your mind, okay? Any more comments I want to make about that? Probably not. Any questions? Quickly, one more time. Breaking a bond releases energy. True. False.